Resuming from its annual recess, top of the agenda for the Green Chamber is a planned strike action by the Nigerian Labour Congress. The Speaker of the House is appealing to the labour unions to be patient and give the Parliament more time to engage the executive on the issues raised by the union.
As the people's representatives, we feel and equally share in the pains of our people at these very difficult times. However, I would like to appeal to the Nigerian Labour Congress to consider the various actions being taken by the federal government to alleviate the current hardship faced by Nigerians. As promised earlier, this House remains committed to getting a survival wage to all Nigerian workers. The 10th House had assured Nigerians that we would be interfacing between the organized labor and the government to quickly work out a realistic new national minimum wage.
The Speaker, who acknowledged the hardship being faced by Nigerians as a result of the harsh economic environment in the country over the removal of petroleum subsidy, asked the NLC not to run out of patience as there are plans being put in place by the government to wage increases and palliatives for workers.
It is in our considered opinion that embarking on a nationwide strike at this point will only aggravate an already bad situation. I therefore urge the leadership of labor unions to give us the benefit of doubt and suspend any planned strike action while we engage the executive.
Abbas also announced that all House ad hoc committees shall cease to exist on October 3, 2023, while any ad hoc committee that is unable to conclude its assignment before the date will be referred to the relevant standing committees.
At this interactive session with contractors handling ongoing road projects across the country, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, says it's a frank session for the appraisal of ongoing projects across the country. The Works Minister scores the projects very low, largely due to what he says is poor supervision by directors and other civil servants in the ministry, whose duty it is to properly supervise such roads and to ensure that the jobs are done according to specifications.
There is no project being constructed right now in Nigeria that is going to last for 7 years. There's no. And the question is, are we just going to be maintaining or reconstructing our roads after even 10 years? Is that what this country is going to be doing? And that is actually what we have been doing.
In a bid to ensure that the maintenance of engineering standards in ongoing road projects is optimized, he said foreign contractors will henceforth be required to register with Nigeria's engineering regulatory body, COREN, as part of the new policy thrust of the Works Ministry.
I've directed that if you're a project manager on any of our contracts, whether you're expatriate or you're a Nigerian or Togolese or African, you must be registered with COREN and not less than 15 years experience on road construction. And I'm warning the directors, regional directors, not to fail to carry out this instruction.
We will demand, as is being expected from all expatriate engineering firms that are here, to comply with the procedures, and we are going to work assiduously and closely with the ministry as well as the BPP, because one other issue that I must mention is that the clearance of firms who have not renewed their licensing, there's also some key confusion between registration and annual licensing, practicing licensing.
In another meeting, the Minister of Works later ruled out sanctions against some senior staff of the ministry owing to the collapsed bridge at the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway.
The controller of Southeast did not give me a report. It doesn't concern him. The director of Southeast did not give a report. It doesn't concern him. There are two collapsed road sections that people cannot pass between Owerri and Onitsha. The controllers of these places did not give report. It didn't concern them. So the son with PAM secretary must issue query to the controller of Enugu and controller of Imo and controller of Anambra. I must get the queries today.
The minister is urging staff of the ministry to change their approach to work and have a renewed sense of duty to deliver quality and world-class roads that are safe and motorable. Godfrey Eshemoge, Arise News.
In what appears to be the last grip of a prima facie petition aimed at upstaging President Bola Tinubu's hold on power, Atiku Abubakar's counsel had demanded to unravel President Tinubu's academic records at the U.S. institution to boost his petition at Nigeria's Supreme Court. The Chicago State University had come under torrents of criticisms for locking its X or Twitter account, which contains details of Tinubu's academic records and the class of 79 which Tinubu claims to belong. The coming days had continued to build spurious sentiment and curiosity against Tinubu's academic records, which is being shrouded in secrecy. Tinubu's prayers on Monday came as part of the ongoing legal battle unfolding at the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago. The case was brought by Atiku, who has been on a judicial quest to establish that Tinubu was not eligible to be Nigeria's president despite his election victory in February 2023. After a long-drawn clamor for the full disclosure of Tinubu's certificate, the U.S. court finally ordered the Chicago State University to release President Tinubu's documents, but limiting it to only his diploma certificate. While this was supposed to clear every doubt, contrary to expectations, it wasn't so, as it turned out more controversial due to the discrepancies in two different signatures and dates on the certificates. But Tinubu's counsel dismissed any insinuation of deliberate fraud by putting the blame as a clerical error on the Chicago State University. His counsel says, quote, "There is harm in allowing discovery on issues and documents outside the diploma." Tinubu's lawyers said this in the full briefing to the court seeking a review of Judge Jeffrey Gilbert's order by a district judge, Nancy Maldonado. As it stands, the controversies concerning President Bola Tinubu credentials runs deep, with the President's counsel hesitant on full disclosure, especially on the demand for a detailed transcript or gender, even as the Chicago State University remains bound by privacy clause. The identity of who was admitted into Chicago State University in the 1970s has been a hot issue after college transcripts emerged that indicated the school admitted a female Bola Tinubu from Southwest College, Chicago in 1977. Political analysts say as the issue lingers, the certificate saga still holds more puzzle for Atiku's legal team to unravel, while President Tinubu's team will need to convince the international community of the acclaimed validity of his credentials. Benga Ashuru.